Among the many unexpected turns in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 22, It Had to End This Way, were Herman's, David Eigenberg, resignation as lieutenant in favor of Mouch and Stella's, Miranda Ray Mayo, pregnancy announcement to her husband, Kelly Severide, Taylor Kinney. The episode's treatment of Sam Carver, Jake Lockett, and Darren Ritter, Daniel Keary, two characters we already knew were leaving the show after Season 13, is arguably its most unexpected element. How did Ritter and Carver get out of the Chicago Fire? We didn't know much about how Lockett and Keary would be written out when it was announced weeks ago that they wouldn't be returning for Season 14 of Chicago Fire. Fans were actually worried that Ritter or Carver, or both, might be killed off in the Chicago Fire Season 13 finale because there was no preparation for their exits. That was ultimately untrue, as both characters lived. However, showrunner Andrea Newman says that was somewhat intentional because the episode doesn't really lay out exits for either. As a benefit of having 13 seasons, our characters have always existed, but some have come and gone and returned. There are still a lot of unanswered questions regarding those two characters. We want to give the actors and characters some memorable, unexpected moments and farewells, followed by perhaps some future hellos, because we adore them. Then there is the even more significant issue of Carver's departure. Telling Violet that he's moving to Denver because he doesn't think he can stay sober in Chicago is actually his built-in escape. However, Carver confesses his love for Violet and gives her a kiss as the season comes to a close. This doesn't feel like a farewell. However, Carver and Ritter won't return full-time for the upcoming season due to the realities of real-world budget cuts. Will Carver still travel to Denver after telling Violet he loves her? Will he remain and relocate to a different firehouse, allowing the relationship to grow off-screen and limiting our interactions with him to occasional cameos? Although neither choice is perfect, they are both preferable to killing off another man Violet is in love with. When Stella Kidd, who is now pregnant, must unavoidably take some time off from Firehouse 51 in Season 14, one of them might return, especially if Herman is able to fill in for her in some way. In the end, their departures will leave Engine 51 and Truck 81 without a firefighter. There is no doubt that if Chicago Fire is truly going to be leaving the show permanently, they will need to wrap up their stories, and the Season 13 finale failed to do so. That implies that, even if it's only for the sake of closure, we will probably see them both again. Fans aren't whining either.